To reply to next door comments. 2 days ago, I wrote a reaction to a front page story in the New York Times. I do not get the paper version of the Times, but here in Corte Dito, it's here for public use and it's free. So I'm intending to refer to an article as front page as I wouldn't with my digital reading. So it had photos and centered on the mistreatment of these people shackled and flown to a country far away where they will their next destination and detention is in a camp on the edge of a jungle. And I was immediately persuaded by just the horror of how my country has become such a pariah. Then I read it more thoroughly and had a softer reaction to it. The one that got sent around on next door was the first one, and these comments come from my first reaction to the article. And Tom Walco writes, if the Times reporting, they usually have the facts to back it up, and Tom in this case they absolutely did. Lois said, this is disgusting, I'm so ashamed of the current administration. And Reva says, Statue of Liberty is ashamed of us. Reva, I saw a meme on the internet where it was the border wall and the Statue of Liberty was a cartoon version of Statue of Liberty climbing over the border wall toward Mexico. So on a much lighter note, I wrote today about my wife's childhood and a moment of media and fashion trends and music and sports that kind of all came together and described a very specific moment in Italian culture. And that Italian culture very spoke to the north of Italia where my wife is from. So Keith writes, what part of Italy? My fiance's family is from the southern region and recently had an earthquake of 3.0 or higher. No, I have not heard of it, Keith, but I do know earthquakes in Italy are just devastating. The buildings fall like they're Jenga blocks. And to answer your question directly, Como is the name of the city. Como is the lake, Lago di Como, and Como is the city, the province, and the lake, Como, and that's part of the region Lombardia. Thanks for asking, Keith. Ciao. To reply to next door comments. 2 days ago, I wrote a reaction to a front page story in the New York Times. I do not get the paper version of the Times, but here in Corte Dito, it's here for public use and it's free. So I'm intending to refer to an article as front page as I wouldn't with my digital reading. So it had photos and centered